Good morning, everyone. Jim here, Milo here. Milo is a Maltese, almost 7 months of age, came in for our residency training program. Good boy. Very strong, dominant personality. He's the kind of dog that was probably the leader in his litter. He's going to try to do things his way. It's important that we let him know that we're in control, okay? And we do that through obedience. Obedience is a wonderful way to teach our dog what we like and what we don't like. We ask him to do something, he does it, we're going to praise him. Words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion. If we ask him to do something we don't like, we're going to bite him. And that's going to be a tap of the leash, could be a snout, could be a touch on the side with the word no to let him know we don't like that, okay? And when we do that and he goes back and resumes the right way, we're going to provide a little bit of positive praise after that, just to let him know he's doing right. So we're going to work through, we're going to say, good boy. I just love him watching. We always praise a dog when they look. We could even give him a treat if we wanted to. I'm not going to give him one right now, but we could. Let's go. So let's go with our walking command. His job, we're going to walk him. He's right here in this little circle beside me. When I turn, he turns, and he follows me. I speed up, I slow down. He's right there with me, okay? And if he goes out for, good boy, yes, good boy. So if he goes out beyond this area, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna tap the leash, tap and release, right back to my side. And when I do that, I'm gonna say, no, let's go. And then repeat the command. The one thing my clients have the hardest time with is we tap on no, not on the command, but on no, because that's gonna carry dividends as you start to go off leash later. You ready? Let's go. Sit. Good. Sit means sit. Ask him to sit. He's supposed to hold that sit till I release him. If he didn't sit then, or if he popped up, I would tap the leash, just like I was doing with Let's Go, but this time straight up above his head. And I would say, or no, sit, and then good boy, okay? Remember, I just said, even if he messes up, we're gonna praise him after he does it, just not as much as if he does it right the first time. Now, I can go to another command, or I can break. Good boy. Break is our release command. Atta boy, good boy. So release command means you don't have to do that command. You don't have to do anything. You can't pull on me again, okay? You can't pick up rocks or anything like that. I would bite him for it. It's important to know when your dog does something once, in obedience or behavior, if it's something you don't like, he's gonna be doing that over and over again. You have to set yourself up to intercept it, to anticipate it so you can bite him in the moment. And we do that with repetition. We do the obedience with the proper motivation, proper praise, and consequence if need be. Good boy. He'll start to learn. And then one day when he's normally going to do something bad, he doesn't do it. That's a big praise moment. He's starting to learn and understand. And you want to praise him for seemingly do nothing, but used to be that nothing was him doing something you didn't want, okay? So that's it right there. When we're in a let's go, when I stop to talk to someone, he's got to be right here beside me or however much leash I give him. I'm only gonna give a dog a little bit when I'm there. He's the kind of dog that wants to go and jump up on people. Mom doesn't mind Milo jumping up on him, on her. That's okay. It's whatever you want. But she doesn't want him jumping up on others. So we have to control that behavior. You know, it's called a say hey command. It's basically like the let's go. We're gonna walk up, tell him say hey. If he starts to jump, we're gonna tap the leash and tell him no, okay? If he doesn't jump, we're gonna tell him good boy. Good. And we love this. This right here is so nice for him to be watching to see what he's supposed to do next. Isn't that right, buddy? Good boy, let's go. So now we're back. You heard me say let's go. I hope you heard the tone that I'm using, okay? Sit. Now, down. Hand signal, this is in front. He's supposed to down. He holds that down and we to release him. You remember how I said we would tap up if he didn't sit or got up? We'll sort of tap down into the front if he doesn't do the down or if he pops up. We have him hold it. Now we can go, okay, buddy, sit. Right back into command, good boy, let's go. So that was from the front. We'll come back and do the side. So this was so he could see me if he was in front. From the side, down, good boy. Hand signals are important because I like to say, if you see with him, He's got to watch us to see what we want if we're not always using voice commands. I always use the visual and the verbal when we get started, and then sometimes I just mix it up. Good boy. Let's go. So I want to give him a treat right now. I'm going to try to figure out how I can do that. We don't just give treats for free, okay? Treats are a result of him doing something that we ask him to do the first time, in most cases. There are times we'll give him a treat if he's messed up, but that's usually in the beginning and if he's really trying really hard. Let's go. Sit. Now I'm gonna do the COME. Come. He comes and sits. Treat. Good boy. Break. So you notice, what did I do? I gave the treat out of the cup of my hand, okay? I don't want him to go, I want him to just take it gently, because he's one of these little forceful guys that would do that. He was a play biter, he is a chewer. If we don't like it, we're gonna tap the leash or the little tab that I provide, or we're gonna provide a snout or a touch while he's doing it, okay? Each bite level, each consequence level, or consequence, command, or behavior has its own physical touch. We always start low and we build up. We're never here to deliver more than he can handle. We want him to realize in a gradual way that we are worthy of being the leader, the alpha. And we don't do that by having him fear us. You know, we're not here to intimidate, dominate, break his spirit, hurt him, or have him fear us. We're here just to let him know we're stronger than him today, tomorrow, and in the future. And we need to do that. How do we fail at that later? We stop being consistent. We ask our dog to do something, he doesn't do it, and we say, oh, okay, it's okay. And then gradually, especially with a guy like this, he's gonna start to take control. Yeah, she's losing it, he's losing it. I know better, and that's where it starts to go the other way. You'll never lose it if you'll go back and take it. But what I would do all through life, I take 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds to ask him to do something to earn it. Let's go. Good boy. And you notice how he just sat there and watched. That would have never happened before, at least not with us when he came in. In fact, that DOWN command was really, really a fight. It was really a lot of work, consistency over and over. He did not want to lay down. But now he not only does it, but if you were watching, he's doing it happily. This is a dog that said, no, I'm not gonna do it. And we just work over and over and over and say, it's not your choice, dude. It's our choice. And we have to carry it through. Let's go. So Milo is allowed to be on furniture, which is no problem. I don't mind any dog being on furniture if you're in control. He likes to lay beside his mom. That's fantastic, okay? That's where he might nibble and we have to bite with the snout or the tap of the leash or the tab. But one of the things we do to get on the furniture, we might give him a command specifically if we want him to. Okay, buddy. Hup. Ah, boy, good boy. Let's go. One of these days you're going to see a different thing than that stump, but he did it real good. And you notice I didn't really tell him to let's go, but what is he doing? Walking with me. He wants to be with me. He will want to be with his leader. Let's go. All right, the next command is the PLACE. Yes, I'm spelling it so he doesn't understand what I want. I'm going to walk to the bed. I'm going to point at it. I'm going to tell him to place. In the beginning, I would be real close to the bed so I could walk him physically till he got there, and when he got there, I would tell him good boy. Once he gets on the place, as soon as all 4 feet on there, we could tell him good boy, okay? If he does it halfway, that's not what we want, unless that's what you want him only to be halfway. But we want him to be all the way on. Okay, place. Ah, boy, good boy. Yes, I'll give you a little treat. Good boy. Now he's there, lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what he does. He can do that for literally hours. The wild thing about him, and I'm gonna go ahead and share with you, dogs learn in environments and scenarios. So an environment scenario is here, me doing it, Rachel doing it, his owner doing it, okay? Those are 3 different things he has to learn how to obey with. This guy, when we did place inside the beginning, he was wanting nothing to do with it, just like with the down command. We just had to consistently, over and over and over, praise him when he did it, provide light touch when he didn't. Because he's a little guy, but we're talking maybe like we go here, maybe a little harder, and that's it, but we have to be consistent. The repetition of times will get there. When he does it, it's one of those party moments. It's a festival. You gotta let him know how happy, but if you get so excited he breaks the command, what have you gotta do? You gotta put him right back into that command, okay? Another environment thing is so wild, I've seen it with dogs, is I could come from this side to tell him to place, and he learns, all of a sudden, let's go. I come from this side, and he has no idea what's happening. Okay, place. Of course, that's Rachel and I's job, is to try to do as many different environments as we can. Good boy, let's go. So sit. Good. Next thing is the heel command. We've got him in a little imaginary box beside us. We start walking, we tell him to heel, and we stop, he sits. Heel. Good boy. Heel. Now watch, I'll turn. He comes with me, I step off. See, he was getting ready to sit. That's what he should be doing. Good boy. That's a good boy. Break. Atta boy. So when he first got here, he'd be jumping all over us right now. But we personally didn't want him to do that. That's not going to stop Mom from having him jump on us. But we just taught him we wanted him to be controlled. We still have playtime. When we tell him to let's play, he can jump on me, on my neck, on my leg, if I'm down on the ground, of course. He can do anything, because that's defined as play, okay? When we're through playing, it's break. And if he continues on, it'll be no, and we would bite him, break, okay? Let's go. So I think I pretty much have covered everything, but one more time, come. Good, break. Atta boy. So you see, now he knows he can do this, because I've squatted down for him, want to pet him and love him. Yes, sweetheart. And I love him to death. He is just such a sweet little guy. He's happy, he's crazy. He takes on the big dogs here. He's ready to jump up on them and play and take them through the motion. He's a wonderful guy. He's a strong guy, so you have to remember, although he's in a little package, he's fierce. Fierce doesn't mean he's aggressive. It just means he's not afraid to do anything and everything. There's nothing that really scares him that we've seen here, except for being around the cars. And we want to be careful of that, because around a soft moving spot, he could get in trouble. But another thing he does is, like if we're out in the yard or was out in the yard and a car came by, he sees that car because he's so fierce and he starts barking and wants to charge it. That's dangerous. And what we have to do in no uncertain terms is expose him to that from a distance to begin with. But we sit out here and we see a car comes, if he starts to bark at it and go crazy, what are we gonna do? Bang, no. We're not gonna tell him to be quiet. We're not gonna say hush, quiet. That is a behavior we will not tolerate in any form. That will be a no. That's a behavior we don't like. One of the things I have not told you is when we have the play biting or jumping on someone, or the barking in this case, that we can control. You know, when another car's by, we go to the highest correction level, consequence level that we have for any behavior. So if we went to level 2 or level 3 for play biting, he starts to bark, we're gonna immediately start there. We're not gonna start from the ground up again. We need to make sure he's safe. And then what are we gonna do when we go that day and he doesn't bark? It's a party. We're gonna praise him and love him and do everything else. If you go right back here, and I know I'm making this last longer than I need to, but when we go back here, if you look at what we did here, we start from a distance with that car, and then we gradually start getting closer. We never get so close, to me, that some accident could occur, but we want to move in a little bit just to see if he's gonna be barking and going crazy at him the next time. And we praise that behavior and go on. You know, if you have questions about that, let me know. It can be a little tricky, but what I always tell my clients, once you start teaching your dog and your dog understands, it's up to you to show that environment that you want, especially if it's something you don't want. You've got to start working it. And when it's something you don't want, I usually start off at a distance away where there's less noise, less action, and get what I want, and gradually decrease or increase the situation, the distance, and whatever the situation may be, and let him see and react the way we want him to do, okay? That's such a good boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And fantastic little guy. I really mean it. You know, little dogs can go crazy. They can be so spoiled. This guy had control, wanted to do things he wanted to do. And I hope you see in the video that he sort of wants to do what I want him to do. So I'm very happy with that. And in turn, I'm going to try to do the things in play that he wants to do. We're a family. I'm the leader. He's part of the family. I call the shots when they need be, and we go from there. Can he be a dog? Of course he can be a dog anytime you want, but he can't do the behaviors that you've tried to stop, because that can lead him down that primrose path, if you will. Wow, that's a lot. You know, I'm Jim Hodges Dog Training. If you ever have a question, if you ever need me, you pick up the phone, call me, 336-945-3232. I never charge for a follow-up. If we want to get together and work, we do it. All you gotta do is pick up the phone, give me a call, and come out, okay? And if I can't do it, which I've been able to do it for 35 years, I have Rachel that can do it. Yes, she's the one behind the camera, but she does every bit of the training that I do. It's wonderful that we have a male and female work, because dogs can be chauvinist, if you will. And she takes the chauvinism right out of our dogs and knows, again, without intimidating or dominating. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for wanting to work with me. God bless. Take care. Good boy.